Hey, welcome to our second recording of Happy Healthy Classroom. I am working the kinks out of this presentation by using new technology. So don't you love how that happens? You always got to look for the positive. So this is going to be the best version I've done tonight. My name is Catherine Case, and I'm going to share some slides with you. Here we go. So go ahead and while you're waiting for me to share this, tell me what your learning style is. You could go ahead and post in the comments. There we go. It's a new version. Every time I log into Zoom, it's like a different interface. So funny. I've used this program for a long time and it keeps switching it up on me. So if you found your way to this presentation by this silly picture, we all had laughs about it. And then I saw it posted on a really cynical platform. And I realized that's not bringing the best to the world, the profession of teaching. I recognize that cynicism because I used to have it. And I was familiar with this feeling that's teacher, but we can probably guess that she's a first-year teacher, right? Don't you think? By your second year, you have it a little more together. Anyways, this post went viral, and right now it's at like over 45,000 shares. When I took the screenshot earlier today, it was at 43, and so it just keeps going. And it's funny because Barbie is supposed to be perfect and have it all together, and she's just a mess. So I was thinking about this and really praying about it. Like, I've shared a lot of things. I have a personal blog where I talk about personal development and spiritual growth and things like that. I also have a wellness blog where I talk about essential oils, and of all the things I've ever posted on the internet, this silly Barbie post gets all this traction. So my life has taken different turns. I have a background in education. When I finished my bachelor's, I went on to get my master's in rhetoric and composition studies. So I taught college composition during that time. I assisted large lectures of American literature. I did a lot of work in writing centers. I love teaching composition. It came very easy to me. Then after I moved to Chicago after grad school in Virginia and was near my future husband. And I could not get a job teaching college composition at that time. And so I took a job in a self-contained therapeutic classroom. And I thought I was going to be working with small children with autism. And I ended up working with big children, adolescents with emotional disturbances and behavior disorders and lots of complicated backgrounds. It was a self-contained environment. It was also a clinical environment and a residential. So students would leave, the school building. They slept in residences with roommates. It was not the best environment. And so I have a lot of what ifs, and if I had known then what I know now, how it would have been different. I might not have burned out so quickly from that. But now as I don't know, I like getting older. So I've grown a lot in wisdom. I'm passionate about self-care, emotional health, spiritual health, physical wellness, all of those things. So if I had my dream job, I would just host retreats all the time and do writing workshops and teach about emotional well-being. So I feel like this is a little warm-up for that. It's kind of inviting you guys in and reminding you to take care of yourself and really putting all of my past experiences and all of my passions to good use by sharing what I know. So I always wish that people further along than me had told me some things. I like learning and I like taking shortcuts. So if I can learn things, not the hard way, that's always the best way to do it. So the theme that kept surfacing for me as I was putting this curriculum together for this week is just being aware of the direction of your influence. So when that teacher Barbie is probably a first-year teacher. She probably doesn't have great boundaries yet with her students. She became a teacher to shape lives, but she is letting those tough students just get the better of her. So what I learned about those tough students, and maybe quiet ones, is that there's always something going on under the surface. I had a student once who thought I could correct him or discipline him the way I would any other student. But the more I demanded a result from him or a response, the more he just shut down. He became like a stone wall. He wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't move. One time he walked out of my room and sat in the hallway and just sat, and he wouldn't move. So what I learned about him was that he really needed to feel loved, and he needed to feel safe. I learned that he had a lot of trauma in his background. And in order to become compliant and do what the rest of the class was doing, he needed to feel safe, and demanding something from him was not the technique that would work. So all students are different. But as the trained expert, we need to be the ones who infuse the situation with calm. We need to make them feel peaceful. So in that time, in the self-contained environment, I learned how to successfully de-escalate so many situations. One time, I had a student make a shank out of a ruler, was threatening people with it. One time, one of my students left the building. She just marched right through the building in the morning as students were entering. She marched right back out the back door and ran into traffic. And she was yelling at cars to hit her because she was just distraught. She had so much going on. Something triggered her that morning. And, in the chaos and confusion of everyone coming into the building, she just thought she would march right through. And meeting her with noise, or meeting her with that sort of, aggression that she had, would have had devastating results. I was walking down the hallway another day with a student, and I heard shuffling in a room, and I went into the room, and a student was with his one-on-one, and he was strangling her. And so we had to de-escalate that situation. So there were just so many things. And I always think, if I had known then what I know now. So throughout this series, I want to remind you just to be aware of the direction of your influence. There's always room to bring some peace. And this world needs peace and logic more than ever before. And you are on the front line. You're shaping the future and influencing these lives, no matter what level of education you're involved in. So just don't miss those opportunities just to go into a chaotic situation and infuse some peace. So we're going to start off talking about mindfulness, because teachers work so hard. There's not even room in the day to go to the bathroom sometimes. It's easy just to get absorbed in the tasks and lose connection with why you started doing this in the first place. So every hour on the hour, even if it's when the bell rings, or if you have to set a little reminder on your phone, just take a moment to breathe in. And my sister teaches yoga, so she teaches those yoga breaths. Breathe out, you engage your vagus nerve that runs through your body, and just anchor back to your purpose in teaching. So there is a technique in psychotherapy used to interrupt thought patterns in the brain. So if you're working with a child who experiences big emotions and you need to communicate with them again, maybe they're losing it a little bit, and you need to get in there and be able to communicate with them and help them find a coping skill, you can interrupt their thought pattern with external stimuli. So, our brain patterns flow through little currents, and the more that current flows, the easier it is to flow, like a riverbed. The water's been running through it. That's naturally the direction the water flows. Same goes with our thoughts. So if you are in a complaining teacher's lounge, or, just you have your neighboring teacher likes to complain all day, you are going to have to work extra hard at breaking those patterns. So an essential oil would be benefit for introducing external stimuli, interrupting that pattern and giving you the opportunity to take control of that again. So if you're in a therapeutic environment, you may also be able to use this with your children. So like I said, I've used this with my own children. I'm going to dig deep into this tomorrow on tomorrow's webinar called Teaching Emotional Intelligence. If you are watching this live, you can join in Wednesday, September 27th, 2018. If you're watching this as a recording, then you can go ahead and find the recording in my YouTube channel, Teaching Emotional Intelligence. So that's a topic near and dear to my heart. I'll go into that a little bit more tomorrow. And then, I'm sorry. I want to go back for a minute and talk about anchoring. So anchoring would be done when you introduce an essential oil or an aroma and when you're in a healthy state, or when your student's in a healthy state. And then when the chaos starts to swirl, when big emotions happen, if you get overwhelmed with anxious feelings, you go back to that oil that you made the connection with in that safe and happy time. And it's going to pull you out. It's going to pull you out of that crazy. It's going to pull you out of, those big emotions. So you may look crazy if you're sniffing your diffuser bracelet. Like I have this one I always wear on my wrist, or this one. You can put oils on those. You may look a little crazy sniffing your oil, but looking crazy is better than actually being crazy. All right, let's talk a little bit more about oils in the brain. We're going to dig deep into this on Friday on amplified learning outcomes. So again, if you're listening to the recording, you can dig through my YouTube channel and find amplified learning outcomes. So like I said, all the time, I think, if I had only had these tools. So my teaching you about it is helping to relieve some of my what if syndrome. So I hope you can employ some of these and have some better outcomes for your students. So you want to positively affect the brain. So your olfactory system is, the receptors are in your nose, and they transfer back into the olfactory bulb and have a response. Aroma and memory are tied closely together. That's why when you smell a familiar smell, it reminds you of something. If you smell the fragrance someone wears, it reminds you of them. If you smell cookies baking, it reminds you of your grandmother, maybe, things like that. So it can be positive or negative because they're tied closely together. Then the limbic system is in there. It's nerves, the complex system, and that involves so many areas of human emotions and mood and instincts. So like the instinct to nurture your young is in there. The instinct for survival is in there. The instinct for emotions and mood, all in there. Actually, emotion component is in the body, and then the mood is in the brain. And there's lots of debate about which came first. It's like the chicken or the egg. But it's not really up for us to debate that. We know how to influence both ways. So the amygdala is at the center of that. It's a clump of gray matter. And that's where like the learning happens. But it has like a protective sheath around it. If it stays closed when a think back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If a person's needs aren't met, they're hungry, if they're tired, if they feel unsafe, if they're cold, they're not going to be able to learn. So there are ways we can open that. We can positively affect the brain with an aroma, cause it to open, cause it to feel safe. Also, doing a power pose, like having your students put their hands up over their head like this, it's going to lower cortisol levels in their body, the stress hormone. Also doing the cross body activity is going to help their brain open up and be receptive to learning. But ultimately, if their needs aren't met, they're not going to feel safe, and they're not going to be able to learn. So that brings us to diffusing in the classroom. You can benefit the mind and emotions and foster learning with a diffuser and some oils. So We'll talk about mood management. Choose a blend that is going to positively affect the mood, boost energy for you, or calm nerves. So in a group, you're going to have all kinds of people bring in all kinds of needs. And so one of the oils I like to diffuse in a group is bergamot. It's a citrus oil. Some people say bergamot. It's spelled bergamot. It's grown in Italy, and it has a complex chemistry so that it interacts with your body and giving it what it needs. So basically, if you need to be calm, it's going to give you the calm. Hang on just a second. If you if you have students who need increased energy, it's going to benefit them. If you have students who need to decrease energy, it's going to help them. So bergamot is one that you want in your toolkit. Rosemary, cedarwood, and juniper berry are all good for boosting memory. Those actually work with the neurons in the brain and protect that protective sheath on them. And then recall. This is a really great teaching hack. It's almost like cheating, but it's not cheating. So even though you know how to assess your students and you know who can do what, we are all in this world of assessments now. So when you introduce new material, you want to diffuse an essential oil. And because that aroma memory connection is so strong, when you are assessing them on that, bring that aroma back in, and it's going to bring that information back to the present mind. And there have been studies done on that. It's really interesting. Let's go for that. Overcoming objections. So some school districts are scent-free because of allergy concerns, but pure essential oils are a lot different than essential oils sold in stores. So unfortunately, the essential oil industry is not regulated, meaning anyone can put anything on any bottle of oil. It can say 100% pure. And it only has to have a component of that 100% purity. The rest can be spiked. It could be a filler. It could be, it could have a chemical called hexane on it, which a lot of people use to strip the essential oil from the plant. And it's not good, you guys. It's not good. You can't really trust. It's buyer beware. So we really only use the ones that the hospitals use, which is doTERRA. So there's a clinical framework used by hospitals all over the US. There's partnerships with over 150 universities and independent labs, and you can verify the purity and potency of each bottle on sourcetoyou.com. So if you have a bottle of essential oil, you'll look at the lot number on the bottom, plug it into sourcetoyou.com, and you can pull up the GCMS testing. So in 2009, Vanderbilt University began diffusing oils in their emergency room just for the staff. But everybody who came through there was having a positive experience with the oils just for reducing stress and increasing focus and having positive feelings. So since then, hundreds of other hospitals have kind of launched their own wellness initiatives, either using that framework or using their own. These oils have been integrated into surgeries to reduce risks associated with like joint replacement surgery, for example, dental procedures. They're used as complementary therapy for cancer patients, so many different applications. But, you know, it's time for schools to start doing that too. It's time to take that professional approach and make these tools available for students. So if they still object, they don't want you running a diffuser in your classroom, you can just wear one of those diffuser bracelets, or they even make them for men if there's any guys listening, any male teachers listening. And then just use proximity as a classroom management technique. I always had those students who did better if they stopped chatting, if I started walking near them when I was teaching, or they were supposed to be working on something, reaching over their desk to point something out. They're going to get the benefit of the aroma. Even if it's not very strong, they'll get the benefit. So just for fun, tell me in the comments the funniest thing one of your teachers smelled like. Can you think back? Any teachers like lean over your desk and smell like coffee? I had this 6th grade math teacher who would sneak down to smoke cigarettes, and we could watch him from the window, and he could smoke a whole cigarette in like 2 big drags, and we would just crack up. And oh, it's kind of funny. Anyways, my own children love if I use elevation on my diffuser bracelet, and then they'll come up to me, grab my hand, and take a whiff of that if they're feeling a little anxious or need some uplifting. So let's go into keeping your classroom clean and free of seasonal threats. So kids are dirty. They're bringing all kinds of germs. Maybe they had gym class, all kinds of funky smells. So we're going to equip you with tools. There's also if you go to doterra.com, they have a living magazine from the fall 2016 on oils in the classroom, which is going to be really beneficial for you. So Winston Churchill said, healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. And I think healthy students are the greatest asset any teacher can have, because you can effectively teach if they're there. They need to be there. They need to be healthy and alert. And so we want to have that in your classroom. It's going to also benefit your test results. So battle against those nasties. We want to wash our hands all the time. If we can't get to a sink and wash our hands with foaming soap, we want to spray with the On Guard spray. So I can't technically tell you about the things that scientists have found, but you can go ahead and look those up on pubmed.gov and just search On Guard. There's a University of Utah study about how that oil blend interacts in vitro studies with certain different pathogens. You want to keep your surface clean to help prevent the spread of those things. So if you get this On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, it's going to last forever. It's going to last you at least half the school year with spraying down all those surfaces. If you have a lab, you're going to want to spray the little eyepieces on your microscopes, wipe those down with this to help prevent the spread of different things. Gym teachers can use this. Wrestling coaches could use this, because we all know things travel that way. So you need 2 little teaspoons of this concentrate in a liter of water to make a bottle of spray, and it's going to cover all your bases. And then also we want to keep the air clean. Molecules hang out in the air. So sneeze molecules are going to hang out in the air, and then certain things travel that way. We want molecules of essential oils hanging in air instead, or with them, and defeating them. So there are studies done on that as well. And that is going to help promote health in your classroom too. So let's review some concepts. We talked about oils in the brain. Oils can positively affect your mood, your memory, and focus. It's really amazing. Peppermint and rosemary together are a great focus blend. A clean classroom can boost attendance and overall well-being. And no one likes a stinky environment, right? So those are some major benefits. So the important thing to be aware of is that quality really does matter. So like the hospitals and universities and labs, our family is only using the one brand of oils. That's because there's so much research just growing and growing. In fact, Roseman University, they have some independent testing going on where they purchased oils from various companies that are popular in the United States. And they shared this with doTERRA. And doTERRA was pleased that no one is doing what doTERRA is doing. No one's results were specific. The cheap oils proved to be cheap indeed, that they are spiked or they're synthetically adulterated. There are contaminants in essential oils. And even the brand that is similarly priced to doTERRA was found to be inconsistent in the results. So Roseman, you can search Dr. Timothy Lee, L-E, and he has some groundbreaking research with a machine he invented. It basically takes the oil components apart and puts them back together and tests them through various pathways in the body and liver cells. Very interesting. If you're a science teacher, you might want to dig into that. So don't cheap out on your oils, and don't be hornswoggled either. Last but not least, you, the happy, healthy teacher. So we're going to dig more into this on Saturday's webinar, and it's just going to be great. I want you guys to focus on you. It's always the teacher who puts herself last, right? If you're watching this live, you can register for it. If you are watching the recording, you could just go to my YouTube channel and find it, Happy Healthy Teacher. And when you make your body and your mind and your spiritual health priorities, you're going to be able to bring more to your class. So we're actually going to launch a little challenge in the middle of October to focus on you. Everything's super simple so that you can actually apply it, because I know you guys don't even have time to go to the bathroom. So if we did some complicated self-care thing, it just would not execute very well. So we're going to have a little Facebook group where you can be encouraged, and it's going to be awesome. If you need any samples for that, I'll be able to provide those as well. So I'll dig more into that on Saturday's webinar. Here's another quote. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life and what you've become yourself." So again, focus on yourself. So what's the best way to get the oils? You can buy retail. There is an option for that, but I always say friends don't let friends buy retail, because you kind of waste money doing that. Because you can get a wholesale membership and save 25%. It's $35 for the year, and you get 25% off of everything for the next year. And then after the following year, if you wish to renew, it's $25, and they send you a free peppermint, which is worth $21. So it's basically $4 if you want to renew. It's a pretty good deal. Costco doesn't do that for me. And then there's an option that's below wholesale. And so when I say below wholesale, I'm referring to doTERRA's subscription box program called Loyalty Rewards. So customers get to customize a subscription box each month that's going to be shipped to you. A little planning, which I could help you with, will help you to prioritize what your needs are that month. So if you want to focus on your immune system, we'll select oils for your immune system. If you want to focus on your gut health, we can focus on that. If you want to focus on some green beauty products, we can focus on skincare and hair care and some spa products. It's totally up to you, totally customizable. You can choose the price on anything. If you have a lean month where you've just bought all of your students' school supplies, if you just spend $1, it maintains your loyalty reward status. So you begin earning, you start at 10% back, and then you earn up to 30% back. So you're getting the 25% off plus up to 30% back. Plus you get shipping rewards, which is having your shipping reimbursed. So if you choose the $3.99 shipping option, you get $4 back in your account to spend on future products, whatever you need. So there's lots of ways. There's also a free product of the month doTERRA offers. There are discounted kits within the loyalty rewards program. So many really great things. So we can dig more into that. Special offers. So again, if you're watching this in September 2018, you can save 20% on select enrollment kits. If you're watching this past that date, you'll have to go to my website or doTERRA.com to look for those special offers. So here's the 20% on select enrollment kits. The enrollment kit picture there is the Home Essentials Kit, which you can see the SKU for in parentheses. The Home Essentials Kit is a really great starter kit with the top 10 oils that we use. It also comes with a free diffuser and a free guide on how to use them. Not pictured are the Emotional Aromatherapy Diffuse Kit, which we're going to dig into on Friday's topic of amplified learning outcomes, and Saturdays on the Happy Healthy Teacher. That also comes with a free diffuser. The Cleanse and Restore Kit is a supplement system to help detoxify your body and work on your gut health, which is where your immune system lives. So if you're having immune system, if you need some more support in that area, you'll want to look into the cleanse, and we can talk about that more if you have questions. The Every Oil Kit is just like it sounds. it's every oil that doTERRA currently offers. The Natural Solutions Kit is basically everything you need to do a medicine cabinet makeover or natural lifestyle makeover. And then the Diamond Kit is everything doTERRA has to offer. So no matter where you are, there's something that's going to be able to work for you. So if I'm the one who introduced you to this through this webinar or my post, I want you to go to my website, catherinecase.com, and you can go to save 25% on oils or any of my other oil information that's on that website and start shopping from there. If somebody else sent you to this webinar, you need to get their shopping link so that you can shop with them. Does that make sense? So we want to honor people, especially if somebody's been giving you samples or something like that and helping you. You need to enroll with them, and you'll get support wherever you are. So then you choose your adventure. I enrolled with doTERRA. I was just going to be a customer. And then I naturally kind of started sharing the things that were working for me. And I showed my sister how to get the oils, and I showed my best friend how to get the oils, and I showed my mom how to get the oils. So if you're that type of person who helps other people, if you read a good book and have to tell people about it, if you recommend a restaurant that you tried that you really enjoyed, you might end up sharing oils. I'm just saying it's the side effect sometimes. There's no obligation to do anything, of course, but if you end up going in that direction, you can get your oils paid for. And that was a really great option for me. So doTERRA doesn't use traditional advertising. They use brand representatives called wellness advocates. That's what I am. And we advertise for them, person to person, because we really do need lots of support when we're getting started with essential oils. There's a lot to learn. I'm still learning all these years in. I'm still learning new things, and scientists are still discovering new things. So it's a lot of fun to be on that journey. You can also retire early from teaching, or, fill your retirement account with a substantial stream of income. Use your gifts that you have of just learning and teaching. And if you want more information on that, you can go to my YouTube video called doTERRA Business Basics, Additional Stream of Income. So it's totally up to you which path you want to take. We can connect on Pinterest. I have a board called doTERRA in the Classroom. So it's just under my name, Catherine Case. You can connect on Instagram. It's Instagram.com/essential oils daily, or at essential oils daily on Instagram. I love talking about our sourcing, new science, and just kind of sharing pretty pictures and recipes. So you guys, thank you for being here. I know you probably had a really long day and you don't have lots of extra time. I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes, and I'm at 32. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. You can connect, look up things on source2u.com and pubmed.gov. You can follow me on Facebook at the Essential Oils Daily page, which is just Facebook/Essential Oils Daily, or my personal development page, which is Nurture, Grow, Lead. If that sounds fun to you, jump in over there. Or you can search any information on my website, which is catherinecase.com. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. This has been really helpful. This has been fun for me to develop. And I hope that it's been helpful for you. So let's stop sharing my slides here. It's given me a pause for a minute. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. There's a form on my website that you could fill out, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram, or anywhere else I am all over the internet. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.